A huge uproar on radio stations across the country from comments he made on this very show about being fired after a short run replacing one Howard Stern. Here's just one of the things that some of those who commented had to say. Opie and Anthony said this about former Van Halen frontman: "You got fired because you sucked. Nobody listened." Those were one of the kinder comments. Joining me now to respond to all of this, because he's here in the flesh, is David Lee Roth.
Is it not curious that their first ratings came in exactly as mine did? The exact same ratings that happened in New York, same ratings that happened in almost all the cities, except I've never done radio before, and these fellas are veterans.
All right. Now, they have a history of getting pretty good ratings.
Oh, certainly.
So it takes a while to turn things around.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And
what did you think of what they said?
I think that there's a whole lot turning upside down at rock radio, talk radio, particularly. Radio as we know it is pretty much changing completely. You know, the diversity of the taste of the folks that are watching the show right now is way more than what's available in the little Motorola in your car today. And where's the new personalities? Where's the new Stern? Somebody who has that much impact.
Well, you were trying to be one of those new personalities. You were going to do things not like the way either he did them or others do them. And maybe they didn't give you a long enough time, but for whatever reason it doesn't work. Why don't you think it worked?
I think that the management today is basically my age, and the biggest interest is defensive play. Why advance? You know, the fellas who are working over at Free FM right now are both grandfathers. Right away, you're thinking, what age group is that going to apply to, and what is the agenda? Well, the agenda, after your kids grow up and you're thinking about your tea time at the golf course and you want to stabilize, you don't want change. You don't want a personality like mine or somebody brand new showing up on the air and changing things. My God, you want to stabilize and coast. That's usually the routine.
There's a radio chick, I'm sure you know all these big personalities in New York and outside. A lot of them say you didn't take advice well, or talk to a radio professional.
Do you mean the kind of advice that said I needed a girl to read the traffic? I was also advised to do a sports block. And when they said to me, Dave, you need to talk when Kirby Puckett died, I said, Kirby Puckett in the Union Gap? And they didn't get the joke.
So they fell on deaf ears. So obviously a limited audience.
No, it's a limited menu, I think.
You're out of that. Last time you told me you're glad to be out of that. You're trying to get your money out of the contract. Where does that stand?
They're refusing to return our phone calls, even as we speak, for the last several weeks.
You wanted them to pay out your contract, right?
At least a portion of it here, because we skipped a lot of touring. You know,
right.
We had this plan. I just came back from Nashville since I've seen you last.
Right. You're now Mr. Bluegrass, or what is that?
No, I did a little left-hand turn. These are famous, familiar tunes that the country artists, the musicians in Nashville grew up on. Yeah. So their version of it is kind of interesting. It goes with the song.
But everyone's waiting for the big reunion.
I would think so.
What's happening with that?
Let's call Eddie and find out.
Eddie Van Halen. Now, he still hates you, right?
I don't know what's hate. I don't think that there's anything like acrimony. I think it's probably like Hatfields and McCoys. Who forgot which who threw the first?
Know you don't need the money. You can make a gazillion dollars, hate or not, just getting together, singing all the old songs, and then you could ignore each other afterwards. Right?
I think you make perfect, clear sense. Eddie, turn up the volume.
Has he? You've tried to call him, right?
Certainly, and we do that routinely.
What, do you leave a message on the answering machine?
I don't. You know what happens is there's no calls that come back. No. A lot of us, a lot of my contemporaries, again, choose to live their lives defensively. I call it doing the Elvis. When you become reclusive.
But you, in other words, have other interests. Even if a reunion doesn't happen, you're still a rich guy many times over. You don't need to worry about this. So what's going to juice you? What's going to keep you going?
I think that you work your way in closer and closer to the music that you do, as opposed to wild diversity, starting a car collection or wild travel, is to find your way.
What about going to any of the satellite radio guys and maybe doing like a talk kind of a thing? Right?
Love it. Have already been approached by them.
Really? Who approached you?
Both Sirius and XM have deals that they want to present to do
What kind of deals?
To do radio.
Talk radio?
Yeah, talk radio.
Conservative, liberal?
I'm a hippie with a pistol. What do you call what I do?
Okay.
What do you call my bias?
So it wouldn't be music. It would be you just being
combination.
You. Oh,
combination,
okay.
certainly. And, you know, curiously enough, I think we appeal to a lot of the same audience. You follow? And when I create the music and
Absolutely.
what we talk about, then it's going to be that diverse.
You just dress better. All right. David Lee Roth, thank you very much.
Neil, thank you.
I have a feeling you're going to get reaction on this, but we'll see. No, we don't know. Good seeing you. All right, well, next up, they didn't play nice in the U.S., so now...